Hello Commanders, and welcome to Episode 5, Part 4. Today we are going to go over the Armory tab. There's a lot going on here, so I'm going to be quick. My first takes at this were over 30 minutes. I'm hoping to cut this short. First off, notice behind Clip there are weapons. Those are my highest powered weapons in each category. So, if you go in here and sort by rating, you will find... There we go. Xenon, Shark Attack, the Bear, Wraith, Corsair, and Surround Pound. And that is what is on the wall behind her. So lots of people think that's really important, so I'll leave it at that. Alright, now we're going to go back to sort by name. I just bought a schematic so we could show you a couple of things here. So we just have to find it. Bought the Smasher Basher. There we go. Okay, so as you can see on the right, we've got the main, which tells you DPS, what it takes to craft one, and what the perks are. Stats, and then more detail on crafting. At the top, just like with heroes, you've got the power level, how far it's been evolved, and what level it currently is. If you sort these by subtype, all the hardware ones will go together. So we're not going to do that right now. We are going to upgrade Inspect. You can level it up. You can evolve it. You can also increase the rarity, which we are going to do. I bought this weapon specifically to do this, and in the end we'll get rid of it. You can also, so I paid 100 legendary flux and changed it from epic to legendary. Going a little fast here, sorry about that. You can modify the perks, so once it becomes legendary you get this 6th perk. If you have core reperk, and I do, you can change what it does. Smasher Basher actually has some pretty nice ones. So you can upgrade the perks, which this is cheap, so we'll do it. There you go. Or you can change them by selecting something else and hitting X. And notice it costs reperk to do that. So to up the perk, it costs reperk and whatever the next level's perk is. So in this case rare, perk up is, in this case rare. To change it, it just takes reperk. Alright. Now, we're going to turn off prioritize favorites. Whoop. Is turned off. Okay. So next up is collecting stuff. Guess what whoop. Man, I'm trying to hurry too fast. Alright. So we want to go back down to Smasher Basher. It says collect. That's because it's not in the collection book yet. We can collect it here, and it will show up in the collection book. I'm going to show you a better way. I really only keep one of each weapon, usually the highest rarity, but because I'm doing this for a video, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the legendary because I already have this one in the collection book. So notice on the top it says how much XP you have. 43 million seems like a lot, and it is, but at some point your bottleneck becomes evolution materials. Just like with heroes, if there's a blinking black star, that means it's ready to be tiered up. Alright. So these are the schematics that you can make things for. This is your backpack. This is what you have in your backpack. And the other side is what you can craft to put in your backpack. Now, weapons are the most expensive thing to put in your backpack because each one, notice these are the same weapon, but they have different current durability. And so each one has to have its own slot. And that is true of every type of weapon. We'll get back to ammo. You'll notice that you can have 200 of crafting materials. So they're a lot cheaper to store. Now we'll go back to the ammo. So you can, if you're on the left and hit A, you craft ammo. So I'm at 834. Now it went to 934. Over in my backpack I have 69 explosive ammo. Now it should go to 84. And it does. You can do that here, or you can do it in the game by holding the weapon and holding down whatever you use to reload. I suggest in the game you get a tiny boost to your utility score, which isn't much, but every little bit helps. So if you can craft ammo in a game, do it there. The same is true with weapons and traps. Traps can be stored in stacks of up to 200 also, and a couple of traps I keep a lot of, as you can see. You can see the stats and the main. You can also see crafting for your schematics. Alright. You can batch recycle, just like with other collections, and I won't do that here. We've already gone over that. Storage is where you stash stuff to use later. For the most part, I put crafting materials and building materials in my storage. I do have one weapon. That's because it belongs to someone else. I put down a melee defender. They gave him the best weapon that we had between us, and when the match ended, I ended up with a weapon. So I'm just holding it in my storage waiting to return it. You can have multiple stacks of anything, including building materials, which is not true for your backpack. And as you can see, it builds up. You'll see I'm all out of metal. I've been working on my twine storm shield, and I'm building everything there out of metal, or just about everything out of metal. So that's why. If you're on the right hand side and you hit A, it will send it to your backpack. If you're on the left hand side and you hit A, it will send it to storage. For lower tier items, notice this is tier 5. These two are. But these are tier 3 and tier 4. For lower tier items, I like to keep one stack just so I have a place to put them when I run over them, so they don't suck up unexpected space in my backpack. I know there's one stack there. When it gets full, I'll either destroy them or move them over to my storage. There is a sort option here. I don't recommend using it. It's not very good. I can't tell what they're doing when they supposedly sort, so. Alright. Boom, that's a transfer. That's all it takes. Now you'll notice my storage and my backpack are pretty close to full, so I have some decisions to make here pretty quick, and you will too. Alright. You can look at all the different subsets. I do keep ammo in my storage so that if we're running endurance for something, it's there if we need it. I often have traps in my storage, but right now I don't. Trap building materials, absolutely. As you can see, you can make a fair number of traps with tier 4 stuff. Alright. Now the biggie, collection book. And this is going to be one we run through here. So, base game heroes, base game personnel, base game ranged weapons, melee weapons, and traps. These are all the same. So if you have, I'll do this in heroes because it's the best one, I think. Yeah. If you have the item checked into your collection book, so the first time you retire a hero, they go in the collection book. First time you recycle a schematic, same thing. First time you retire a defender or a survivor, same thing. If they are full color, that means you have it in your collection book. If they're grayed out with a dotted line going around them, that means it's not in your collection book, but you do have an item you could put there. That's what that Smasher Basher upgrade was for. We're going to do that in a minute. If it's colored but has a yellow outline, and we'll find one of those. Okay, maybe Heroes wasn't the best one to do it with. There we go, Personnel has some. Alright, so this girl is colored and has a yellow outline blinking. That means she's in the collection book, but I have an upgrade for her. So you can again select item to slot and put a higher level one in there. Notice her power level is 26, this one's power level is 130. It's kind of weird. You get a bunch of XP for that, but it strips all of the levels away and starts her back at level 1. So I don't know. It does give you a bunch of collection book XP though, so that's a big deal. So the core items I'm going to leave for now so that we can get some speed. One of the few places that the collection book does not have the correct items in it, does not have items in it, is the starter packs. You get Samurai Scrapper as epic. If you retire him, he's gone, because the only collection book slot is legendary. The same is true with Metal Team Leader. If you retire her as epic, she's gone. And Papa Bear. I mean, both of these, weapon and hero. You can upgrade them, which is what I have done, but I have marked them as favorite, and anything marked favorite assigned to a squad or to a loadout or on an expedition doesn't show up in this list. So that's why it says 0. I do have Samurai Scrapper, but he's favorited, so he doesn't show up here. I do have him in legendary. Promotional people, these are the Battle Breakers promo. If you played Battle Breakers to level 30, you got both these heroes in Save the World. I did that for this account. Battle Breakers was not the game for me, so I won't be doing it for my Metal Team Leader account. Another good reason to do this account for this episode, although the real reason is I had the spare resources to buy and level up Smasher Basher, so we could put it in here. All the different events are here. Now, a difference. So you can recruit Noir with Legendary Flux, but some you can't. Birthday Brigade Penny is new, so she's going to require a voucher, I'm pretty sure. Whoa, no, I didn't want select item to slot. Oh, you can't research her at all. Steel Wool you get from the Canny quest line. Home base heroes you get from various quest lines, so those probably can't be. These are relatively new, so I'm going to guess yes, they require a recruitment voucher instead of flux and training manuals. Just, you can go find the hero you want or the weapon you want and look and see what it takes you to get it. I will stop at one. Oh no, that's in expansion schematics. So all the different events are represented in both heroes and schematics, and you can work your way through it. Now, one thing we do want to do, all the way at the bottom of event people, is costume party attendees. These are the only survivors that are not part of the base game that are in the collection book. If you fill this the legendary part entirely out, you get a Jack-O-Launcher schematic. So there you go, things to shoot for before November 20th, if you're looking at this when it was first made. Otherwise, next Halloween, these will be back. Alright, we're going to skip past schematics. Expansions are things that were events or add-on people, but are now can now be gotten from regular llamas. And as you can see, one thing to know, one thing I didn't show is yeah, I did show if you have it and you have an upgrade for it. Okay, so we'll go into expansion schematics. Now, if you have it in the collection book, you can unslot it. It costs you V-Bucks. Even if you're Metal Team Leader and don't earn V-Bucks, or Samurai Scrapper, if you bought the game after June 30th, 2020, you don't earn V-Bucks, but it costs V-Bucks. We're hoping they will change that in the future, but as of now, that's the way it is. So be careful when you check things into the collection book. Make sure that you're not going to want it back unless you have the spare money. Alright, so what? Oh, this was the one I wanted to let you know, just in case. 2 popular weapons can be had with Flux. The Wraith and the Obliterator. So Flux and weapon designs, and you can get both of them in Legendary. Alright, so now we need to find Smasher Basher. And I'm not sure where Smasher Basher is, so this may take a second. Darn it, I'm trying to cut the time on this, not make it longer. Not going to be Fort Nightmares, even though that's what we're doing right now. It's not going to be Steampunk. Ah, there it is, Medieval. Alright, we have a Legendary. Select item to slot. Pop that bad boy in there. And there you go. And look at the XP it gained us. Oh. Sun is home. Resources are just a list of what you have. You can go through it and look at stuff. I'm going to call it there. This is Mr. Mean Raindrop. Gone.